I'm Angie. Welcome to my podcast, Chaotic Harmony. We all have certain moments or days that stick with us, whether it be a promotion at work, a relationship status change, a loss of a loved one, and so on. Certain days or moments just happen to be more impactful, least likely to be forgotten. Kind of sounds better. I personally have many of these moments and days. One of the days I will never forget happened in February of 2021. I was laying in my king-size bed, covered, and I mean covered, in snot, sweat, and tears. I was torturing myself by rereading text messages and Facebook messages between Jill and I. Now, in case you missed episode 13 titled Her Name is Jill, Jill is the mother of my bonus children, my husband's ex-wife, my best friend that now lives in heaven. Now, I miss Jill so much it hurts. Nothing that very day could stop me from scrolling through pictures, even if it hurt me even more. Nothing could stop me. And I was also watching videos our kids captured of the two of us doing stupid shit. That day, like most days since she had passed, felt like a never-ending nightmare. Now, during and I'm just guessing here, my fifth meltdown of the day, my phone started to ring. I was in no condition to talk with anyone. Literally, I'm not even joking. The snot was everywhere. The sweat was everywhere. The tears were, my eyes were swollen. I wasn't going to answer the call. However, my bonus son's name, Jordan, popped up on the caller ID. And he never calls me. I shouldn't say never. He tends to only call me for important things. The rest of it, he calls his dad for, my husband. So when I saw Jordan's name pop up, I knew that I had to answer it. So I very quickly attempted to compose myself and answered the phone with the best fake happy hello that I could muster up at the time. His voice sounded different that day. Like, different in a good way. My best fake happy hello didn't work well in my favor. Instead of saying hello back to me, he went straight to, Ange, are you okay? I'm fine. What's up? Are you sure? Yeah, I'm fine, hun. What's up? Well, you're going to be a grandma. What? Ange, Becca is pregnant. You are going to be a grandma. Now, I say that I remember all of it like it was just yesterday. But truthfully, I only remember that much of the phone call. I most likely, just throwing this out here, I most likely told Jordan that I loved him after that, big news, and that I loved Becca. I mean, it sounds like something I would say, especially, like I said, after that news. But honestly, I'm not sure how the call ended. Besides the fact that I gained a new title. Everything I had been feeling right up until that phone call changed drastically. My tears of sorrow turned into tears of pure joy. Grandma. That word kept echoing in my mind. Grandma. My bonus son, Jordan, just personally called me to tell me he was going to be a daddy. And in his own words, I was going to be grandma. Now, I make a big deal out of this simply because I am the stepmom or bonus mom. It all depends on the day and their mood. Just because I've been their stepmom and married their dad many years ago doesn't mean shit, though. I am not entitled to anything. So him telling me, calling me personally and telling me that I am going to be a grandma, huge. I'm probably making a bigger deal, like I said, out of this than it needs to be. But come on, guys. I'm female. Isn't that my job? I'm always supposed to be dramatic. Supposedly, Jordan told me to keep the big news a secret for a bit. I didn't hear him say any of that. Like I said, once I heard the "you're going to be a grandma" and the word baby, that was it. Our family had the worst year prior to this news. This officially became the exciting news of our lives. No joke, our family needed great news like fat girls need cake. I did listen to the whole keep a secret thing for the most part. Okay, listen. I shared the news with my grandma, okay? She lived in a nursing home and had dementia. No one would believe anything she would say anyways. Also, her dementia helped when it came to any kind of gossip. So I literally called her up. She was my little gossip queen. So my news was safe to share with her. Plus, Grandma loved my children. All of them, blood or bonus. It did not matter to her. She loved all 8 of our children with every fiber of her being. My family was her everything. Hell, at one point she lived with us for a few years, so yeah, we were literally her everything. I thought news like this would lift her spirits up as well. Because at that time, COVID restrictions made all of the visits next to impossible. And she felt very alone and left out. The minute I told her I was going to be a grandma, without hesitation, she instantly starts listing off my children's names in order of whom she thought would get pregnant or make someone pregnant first. Grandma, come on now. She had no filter and no fucks to give. Believe it or not, she didn't even yell out Jordan's name. And he is our oldest child. Nope, she went straight for our youngest daughter, Shelby. The one who she had been given the most "be good, I love you" talks. And I said that wrong. I'm going to fix that because Grandma had a voice like a man. It was more like, "Be good, I love you." But Shelby was a close second to Matthew on those "be good, I love you" talks. Fun fact though, Shelby was in 8th grade at this time, so that's kind of sus. We would have wanted to kick her ass, and I'm not sure I would have wanted to be called grandma right away. I would have wanted to call grandma right away to brag about it. You know, I would have had to have time just to have that sink in. But yeah, once I got our conversation back on track, I told her all about my phone call with Jordan. She was over the moon for Jordan. She also made sure to remind me that he stole cigarettes from her purse once, and she had to lecture him about it. I didn't need the reminder. I was there like 10 years ago when it happened. Thanks a lot, Jordan. Before our conversation ended, Grandma's voice did change a bit, soften just a little bit. She expressed to me that I was now going to fully understand what it was like to love a grandchild. That is nothing compared to motherhood. She said that if I am still the same mother that I was when she lived with us, that I was going to be one hell of a grandma. That made me feel even more special. Grandma did in fact share the exciting news with everyone in the nursing home. Why wouldn't she? It was a big deal to her as well. Jordan was making her a great-great-grandma for the first time. The best part about it all was the secret never got leaked because, like I said, Grandma told all the right people, the kind of people that needed hearing aids. I was going to be a grandma. Me. I mean, yeah, the odds of Tony and I becoming grandparents were extremely high considering the amount of children we had. But I guess I always thought of it in like the futuristic way. When my finger tapped the buy now button on my phone for the We are going to be grandparents' shirts, I didn't think twice. Why would I think twice about that? I wanted to share our exciting news with the fucking world. I just needed to wait for that green light from Jordan. Shit, I didn't even think twice when I ordered a onesie for our grandbaby to wear during the hospital stay. Didn't think once. I had only known about our grandbaby for a few hours, and I had already had so much love to give. And I sure as hell didn't have enough money to buy everything I thought was adorable. I'm just throwing that out there. I wasn't sure life at the time could get any better than it already had, with our new titles, Grandpa and Grandma. But we changed it up a bit. It's Bumpa and Nana. We got to be cool, you know? Got to stick with the cool crowd. But it did get better. Jordan, again, called us to let us know that he was going to propose to Becca, our grandbaby's mama. He planned on proposing to Becca during their joint birthday party in April. He wanted to make sure we were going to be there to witness it. Number one, how adorable is that? He wanted us to be there when he popped the question. Number two, we had to keep it a secret again for a few weeks this time. You are killing me, Smalls. Another secret, and I'm gaining another title. Mother-in-law. I would love to say monster-in-law, but I don't think I am a monster-in-law. However, I did not ask Becca. But she is kind of too sweet. She'd probably lie to me. Either way, I'm keeping it with mother-in-law. Fun fact, our son, Jordan, had already asked Becca's father for permission to marry her before they found out about the baby. So her family had to keep that secret much longer than me, which is a good thing. Another fun fact. I had improved a ton on my keeping secrets. Jordan helped me practice, I guess, you could say. I don't know about you, but I am constantly thinking. My brain never seems to want to shut off. Overthinking is literally all I do. I tend to take one thought, good or bad, and spiderweb it into something even bigger than it was. With that comes emotions. Those emotions normally start off small. And then my spiderweb turns those emotions into mountains. Mountains that can be very difficult to climb. And like I previously stated, I was covered in snot, sweat, and tears prior to Jordan's first phone call about our grandbaby. My overthinking did a number on my brain. First, we find out our oldest son is making us grandparents. Then we found out we are gaining a daughter. The idea that all of these amazing life-changing events were happening to our Jordan, and we got to witness all of them, but his own mama couldn't, stung. She wanted to be there for everything. It had only been a year prior to all of this, well, actually even less, that Jill and I had sat on our reclining love seat together almost daily. I wanted to say daily, but there was a few days there that it wasn't. And we would eat cottage cheese and chips for days. My husband was super annoyed with it. And we were constantly talking. A lot of it was about our family, about how uniquely blended we were. We talked a ton about the future grandbabies that we were going to be sharing together. We discussed traditions we thought we would like to start and what kind of grandmas we wanted to be. She wanted to be gangster grandma, by the way. We talked about silly ideas we had that may annoy our children, but we didn't give a shit. The idea of being grandmas together was the best part. We were just trying to figure out who was Nana number one and Nana number two. Our grandbabies were going to have a unique family for sure. But that wasn't a bad thing in our eyes. And it still isn't. I don't give a shit. You want to pick on my family? Go ahead. We are awesome. Our family was just going to have even more love to give than the average family out there. And that was our main goal, me and Jill's, whenever we planned out our future grandbabies. We were going to love those babies hard. That and Jill always joked around about how our grandbabies were going to be half rapper, half redneck, like her and I. But without warning, we lost Jill. So I couldn't wrap my brain around the idea of being a grandma without her. And those thoughts, the overthinking, none of this was in our plan. Guilt had crept in, and it still does to this day. She should be here. I shouldn't. Then something kind of strange happened. My overthinking took all of the information that was spiraling in my mind and spiderwebbed it into something positive, which is very unusual to say the least. There is a plus side to all my overthinking. Because Jill and I sat around talking about absolutely nothing and everything all the time, and we were talking about what we saw ourselves as grandmas, I have the ability to try to do everything she talked about in her honor. Instead of living with guilt, I can share the stories with our grandbaby about Nana Jill, sing her songs, read her favorite stories from when she was growing up. Our grandbabies will know how much Nana Jill loves them because I will make goddamn sure of it. I know in my heart that Jill would do the same. So yeah, no questions asked. The day of Jordan and Becca's joint party had arrived. And believe it or not, I kept that secret. Well, kind of. Once again, okay, I shared it with the safest person I knew at the time, my grandma. And again, she was very happy to hear the news, and she even made sure to tell me that Jordan steals cigarettes, so I better keep an eye on my purse. Thanks, Grandma. Before I got off the phone, my grandma, she said she had to share some juicy gossip with me first. Someone had called her recently, and they were having a baby, and she didn't really remember who it was that called her, or who was having a baby, but someone was. And she wasn't sure she could hold a baby anymore due to her hand from the stroke. Thank you, dementia. You helped me share exciting news with my grandma, not once, but twice. And you didn't ruin the surprise for anyone. As Becca's pregnancy went along, we got to know her a little more. I would hope so anyway. The more time I spent with Becca, the more I felt the same feeling I kind of did when I was with Jill, which was really weird for me. Then it kind of hit me like a ton of bricks. Becca reminded me of Jill. She is soft-spoken, but not afraid to defend the ones she loves. Oh, no, don't piss her off. She is shy, comes off very shy, but has a laugh that is contagious. She cares more about others than herself. She is unapologetically herself. There are so many more other examples that I have. I just listed a few. I know this might sound strange, but honestly, could Jill have played a role in all of this? Think about it. Jordan met Becca just 4 months after Jill had passed away. He was struggling. And I'm not going to go into all that detail because I'm just going to say he was struggling. They all were. We all were. But then Becca came into his life and helped build him up. She didn't do it all. She helped him. They complemented each other very well. Then baby and marriage on the horizon. Honestly, I don't care if anyone believes in my theory because I do. I strongly believe Jill handpicked Becca. And the rest is history. Jordan and Becca lived a couple hours away from us. So, like usual, I thought about all the challenges we could or would face. I'm kind of a clingy person. Well, my husband says anyways. I always want my children close to me at all times. I want to know what they're doing. I don't care how old they are. It's just how I am. And we are a very close-knit family. And I think it's because of that. I'd like to think anyways. So, obviously, I would want my grandbabies even closer to me because they're cuter. Sorry, guys. Being a couple hours away from them prevents me from being able to jump in whenever I want to attend their school functions, to be super involved in the baby's life. In fact, being a good grandma from afar didn't seem possible in my mind at all. My grandbaby wasn't even born yet, but here I was, all worried about anything and everything. I voiced my concerns to my best friend, my husband, Tony. He didn't really, he didn't really help me with any of my anxiety. I'm not entirely sure he was even listening, to be quite honest. He just kept telling me the same thing, which is why I think he wasn't listening. I think he just chose a phrase to say and then just kept saying it. He said, slow your roll. And I'm in his old monotone voice, which makes me strongly believe his ears are seriously not working. He pointed out that I was worrying about events that haven't happened yet. Well, no shit, Sherlock. I want a solution before a problem. But the more I thought about it, he really wasn't wrong. Those school functions I was overstressing over are years away. But to me, even that couple-hour drive to Jordan's house that had felt much further away now since I found out about the baby. Yeah, that's... So in other words, those school functions, daily interactions, Halloween costumes are all coming sooner than we think. I mean, it already felt like Becca's pregnancy went super fast. Probably not to her, but to me. It also almost felt unreal. Simply because we weren't close enough to be there and see the changes, feel that baby kick. Jordan knows me well enough, so I got some pictures and messages sent to me throughout the pregnancy. But still, it's different not being there. So if her pregnancy felt unreal because of the distance, how was it going to be with the grandbaby? Was our grandbaby going to know us? Was our grandbaby going to have a special bond with us? Honestly, no amount of time I wasted thinking about any of that was going to help me answer those fears. I just needed to slow my roll, like my monotone husband told me to. Nana. I woke up every day since Jordan called me to that little voice in the back of my head whispering, you have a grandson on the way. You are his Nana. My God, I can't tell you how much I wanted to snap my fingers and make him appear. And I'm pretty sure Becca felt the same way. Then, as if someone had snapped their fingers, it was baby shower time. That room was filled with family and friends, decorated in a very cute, like fishing theme. Everything was great. There was like so many games and it was awesome. And it was perfect for our grandson. I am a people watcher. I was watching our son the whole time. Our Jordan couldn't stop smiling the entire day. Why should he? And Becca was ready to be done, like every pregnant mama in the final month. I understood. It was amazing, though, as his bonus mom, to see the true happiness that was well written all over his face. It couldn't get any better than this. Seeing our Jordan all grown up, starting his own family, yeah, it made me feel old, but it also made me feel proud. Proud of everything that he has overcome. Proud to be a part of his life and future, hopefully. Proud to be his bonus mom. I seriously thought it couldn't get any better than this. But there I go thinking again. Ange, Becca is in labor. That is all I heard on that phone call. I threw the phone at my husband, and I was ready to get my happy ass in the vehicle and on the road. It wasn't a want. It was a need. Unfortunately, we couldn't be there, making every second that went by feel like forever, which I'm sure Becca felt like too. I checked my phone, paced around the house, rechecked my phone. Wait, is my phone charged? Wait, is the ringer off? I even checked my husband's phone from time to time. Not knowing what was going on was pure torture, and my grandson is on his way. And then we get the call. Jordan was requesting a video call through Facebook. My heart jumped right into my throat when I saw him. Our beautiful, handpicked from heaven grandson, Emmett John Allen. Sorry, I wasn't going to choke up, but yeah, it's just like yesterday. Every muscle in my body wanted to jump through the phone to hold him, to kiss his adorable little chubby cheeks. Oh, he had chubby cheeks. And to tell him how much I loved him. And then it clicked. It was that very moment that made me fully understand what my grandma was getting at. You do, in fact, have to experience it in order to understand it. There is, the love between a grandmother and her grandbaby. It is, you have to experience it. I can't explain it. I won't even try. All of those fears I had about being hours away from him did slowly disappear for the time being. We might not be around him every day, but we are still a big part of his life. We have a beautiful bond with him. Watching our son, Jordan, become a daddy has been nothing short of amazing. He transformed into like the fatherhood so effortlessly. And I'd like to just give kudos to Dad and I for having so many kids that he had to have that role because he's the oldest. That's why it was so effortlessly. Yeah, it's because of us having so many babies. Anyway, yes, he did transition very well. And then 11 months later, he married our hand-picked from heaven daughter-in-law. Yes, daughter-in-law. They are the cutest couple. Kind of like the ones that make me want to puke, but like in a good way. And to redeem myself here so they do understand what I'm getting at, it's that they are so perfect for each other. They complement each other so well. It's like yin and yang. It's so adorable. It's, yeah. But of course they do. Of course they match perfectly like that. They do because my belief, my very strong belief, Jill handpicked her. I swear on it. What I have learned throughout this journey is simple. Enjoy every moment as if it were your last. Take as many photos and videos as you want. I sure do. Google Cloud loves me every month, once a month, because I have to pay for all of my pictures and videos. And my children find it annoying as hell. But that doesn't stop me. It just encourages me more. Our grandson, Emmett, or as he calls himself, Hemi, is almost 3 years old now. 3, yeah. He loves testing his limits, making people laugh. He is seriously something else. He literally, I wasn't going to put this in there, but yeah, I'm going to. I was changing his diaper at our last visit that he was here because we have Nana and Bumpa weeks. And I have him for 1 full week. And that's how we bond with him. And it's amazing. And I love his parents for allowing that for us. Anyway, I'm changing his diaper. He's got his hands behind his head, and he looks over at me and he goes, Nana, Nana. And I said, what? And Bumpa was laying on his side of the bed, and he goes, Bumpa's a little fucker. So yeah, he likes to test his limit to make people laugh. I think it's hilarious. I don't know about his parents, but I don't really care because he was at our house, so it's hilarious. He loves his cars, trucks, and tractors, and especially Lightning McQueen. And I cannot forget his undying love for ranch, with the occasional bite of the nugget that it is intended for. He is 1,000% Jordan's mini-me. I feel bad for Becca. The bond my husband and Uncle Rick, Tony, and I have with our grandson is incredible. I say Uncle Rick because he also called him Uncle Rick for a whole entire week. on a visit previous to that, and he doesn't even know an Uncle Rick. But even those miles between us clearly does not stop the bond that we have. I truly cannot wait to see what comes next. I really can't. Becoming a Nana has been hands down my favorite title. In other words, hey, sweet, amazing, beautiful children of ours. This Nana would love to have more grandbabies in her life, okay? So you know what to do. Get at it. Yes, get at it. Thank you for tuning in and supporting my podcast. Simply by listening is amazing. If you haven't already, go and check out my Facebook page and give her a like. All of my other episodes are available there as well. If you would like to support my podcast, just click on the support the show link. It's a beautiful day today. It really is. So go out there and embrace the weird and make normal feel boring. Bye.